Everyone's hyping Florida, but why pay a premium? Like, you can still grab a 2 to 3 bedroom under $300,000 without hurricane insurance problems. These are the 10 hidden US retirement havens that are actually better value than Florida. Number 15, Rio Vista, California. If you've written off California as too expensive, Rio Vista is the exception hiding in the Delta. Recent sales are coming in around a $456,000 median, hundreds of thousands less than Bay Area satellites. And the broader 94571 zip is sitting right near $450,000. Wanna rent first? One-bedroom apartments average roughly $1,000 to $1,100 a month, with typical 2 bedrooms near $1,300. Broader estimates peg all type rents higher because single-family homes skew the average, but entry-level apartments remain very attainable. You still get the Delta rhythm, cool evenings, snow-free winters, quiet riverfront mornings, plus practical healthcare within 30 minutes at North Bay or Kaiser. And while this isn't a shopping playground, that's the point. You trade big city noise for a library card, a base derby weekend, and a grocery run that doesn't nuke your budget. Number 14, Cottonwood, Arizona. This place keeps Sedona's scenery on the horizon and the price is in reach. The median sale price is hovering near $447,000 citywide, with the 86326 zip showing a $410,000 median, meaning deals still pop below the $400,000, especially off Old Town. Rents are manageable for Arizona wine country. Recent medians cluster around $1,300 to $1,800 depending on unit type and whether you're in an apartment or a small house. The Verde Valley Medical Center anchors care in town, and the daily lifestyle is simple in the best way. Walkable Old Town tastings, family-run restaurants, and the Verde River for morning loops. Summer still gets toasty, so you run errands early and enjoy the cooler evenings. The trade is worth it. Red Rock views without tour bus pricing. Number 13, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. If Florida's costs feel like a moving target, Harrisburg offers 4 seasons and steady numbers. The city's median sale price is about $145,000. Yes, that's not a typo, and even faster moving pockets like South Harrisburg are still around $170,000. Renters see relief too. Recent one-bedroom averages land roughly $1,100 to $1,200, depending on building and neighborhood, which beats most coastal metros by a mile. The Susquehanna Riverwalk, farm markets, and minor league nights keep weekends easy. Bigger system specialists are close when you need them. Winter shows up, but it's more postcard than punishment, and the monthly bills behave. Number 12, Crossville, Tennessee. This place is the Cumberland Plateau answer to can we lower the bills and raise the quality. Home sales lately center near $363,000 citywide, while the core 38555 zip sits closer to $304,000, meaning plenty of 2 to 3 bedroom options that don't bulldoze your retirement math. Rents are among the friendliest you'll find in a golf town. Think roughly $900 to $1,100 for typical apartments, with 1 bedrooms commonly near $1,000. Tennessee's no income tax policy helps, and with Cumberland Medical Center right in town, appointments don't turn into road trips. Add year-round courses, low-drama errands, and pine-scented trail days, and Crossville quietly checks the affordable and active box. Number 11, Prescott Valley, Arizona. This part of Arizona grabs the postcards, but Prescott Valley grabs the value. The median sale price sits around $432,000, down double digits year over year, so a sensible single story under the 400Ks still happens here more than in most high desert markets. Average rents for 1 to 2 bedroom apartments typically range from the mid $1,500 to the high $1,800 depending on age and amenities, with some variability by source and unit type. You get broad skies, cooler nights, quick access to care in both Prescott Valley and neighboring Prescott, and a community calendar that leans more farmers market and park concerts than Velvet Rope anything. Traffic bunches up on the main drags now and then, but the payoff is Arizona's scenery with room left in the budget. Number 10, Eureka, California. This is the rare California coastal town that's easy on the wallet and the thermostat. Summers sit in the low 60s, winters stay mild, and the ocean breeze does most of the cooling. Recent sales land in the high $470,000, with average values closer to $410,000, so you can still buy a solid house for far less than typical coastal prices. Rentals are reasonable too. Many one-bedrooms hover around $1,250, and overall averages are in the mid $1,500. Day to day, Old Town is the hangout, independent bookstores, friendly cafes, and a seat that's usually open. Local farms supply the produce, the bay supplies the views, and a waterfront walk clears your head better than any app. Healthcare is reliable for a small city, with a regional hospital covering key specialties. You won't get a big late-night scene, but you will get quiet streets, familiar neighbors, and a monthly budget that finally relaxes. Number 9. Mountain Home, Arkansas. If a quiet brochure came to life, it would look like Mountain Home, green hills, clear lakes, and a main street that makes you slow down even more. The Ozarks bring the scenery. Retirees bring the rhythm. The price reality is friendly. Recent sales sit near the low $230,000, and typical list prices don't push you into sell the heirlooms territory. Rents are among the calmest in the country. Think roughly $650 to $1,200, depending on whether you want a simple apartment or a small house, so testing the waters is easy. Here the lakes and rivers aren't brochure promises, they're Tuesday. Fishing at sunup, a paddle by mid-morning, and a porch swing afternoon, while deer treat the yard like a path. Healthcare shows up where you need it, anchored by a local medical center so lab work doesn't require a city day. The social calendar is classic American small-town fairs, car shows, church picnics, and Friday night choices that usually come down to catfish or ribs. If your retirement picture looks like fresh air, simple bills, and water you actually use, Mountain Home draws that picture well. Number 8. Paris, Texas. Not the Eiffel Tower you're thinking of. This one wears a cowboy hat, which tells you a lot about Paris. Friendly, a little wry, and proud of its own lane. The cost story is the hook. The average home value sits around $169,000, while recent median sale prices are closer to the mid $240,000, a gap that reflects everything from size to neighborhood, but still lands comfortably below big city Texas. Renting won't rattle your budget either. One bedrooms often float around $800, with broader averages for houses and larger units sitting near $1,300. Daily life is unhurried in the best way. You walk the dog, chat with a neighbor you met yesterday, and somehow spend 40 minutes in the hardware store because a conversation broke out in aisle 7. Historic storefronts hold antiques, cafes pour refills without a smirk, and weekends drift between yard work, farmers markets, and a drive to the lake. Dallas is close enough for airport runs and specialist appointments, but far enough that you never feel its traffic or price pressure. You won't find HOA theatrics or resort fees. You will find slippers level comfort, steady bills, and a kitchen table that sees more coffee than calendar stress. Number 7. Signal Mountain, Tennessee. Trying to split the difference between mountain quiet and real city access? Signal Mountain is the cheat code. Perched around 1,800 feet above Chattanooga, it trades sweltering for air rinsed in pine, often 5 to 7 degrees cooler than the valley, which matters when summer drags on. Homes don't pretend to be 1990s bargains, but the median sale price lands near $604,000 with an average home value a bit higher. The spread reflects mix and view, and it's still sensible for mountain living minutes from a metro. Rent varies by house versus apartment, but most trackers show the bulk of listings between roughly $1,000 and $1,500, while single-family rentals can climb into the $2,000 depending on size and yard. Down the hill, you've got Chattanooga's top hospital systems. Up top, you've got tennis courts, parks, library events, and volunteer groups that actually do things. Meals cooked, trails trimmed, porch lights checked when storms roll through. You trade nightlife for starlight, big box overload for birdsong, and that's exactly the point. If you want to hear your feet on a trail and still make a same-day cardiology appointment, Signal Mountain lines it up. Number 6. Sewanee, Tennessee. It's small, scenic, and surprisingly active thanks to the University of the South. You get concerts, lectures, a real library scene, and community classes without big city hassle. Home prices run higher than typical rural Tennessee. The average home value sits in the low $400,000, and current median listings are in the low to mid $500,000 with limited inventory that can move the numbers fast. Rentals are scarce but simple when available, often around $1,300 for a modest house or cottage. At roughly 2,000 feet, summers stay comfortable and winters are mild, so walking in the morning actually feels good. Day-to-day needs are close. Groceries, a pharmacy, a few reliable cafes, and broader shopping plus a regional medical center are an easy drive to Winchester. If you want quiet, culture, and clear pricing, Sewanee lines up well. Number 5, Lake Tansey, Tennessee. This place makes lake living doable. It's a 550-acre lake community just outside Crossville with docks for your morning coffee, easy walking trails, and afternoon breezes that cool the porch. The prices are the hook. 2-bedroom lakeside homes often run $160,000 to $220,000, and area rents around $800 to $1,000 make it simple to try before you buy. A monthly budget in the low 2,000s covers the basics because groceries, gas, and services stay reasonable. Big stores are about 15 minutes away, so you're back in time for pickleball. Money stretches further here. Tennessee doesn't tax your retirement income, property taxes stay gentle, and utilities don't bite. The days fill themselves. Golf in the morning, yoga, or line dancing later, then a lake get-together or craft night. Neighbors look out for each other without being nosy. Healthcare is close too. Cumberland Medical Center in Crossville handles routine visits and follow-ups. Number 4, Fairfield Glade, Tennessee. It's built for easy living. You've got 5 golf courses, 11 lakes, long trails, and clubs for almost any interest, all on the Cumberland Plateau. The elevation keeps summer afternoons comfortable, and the numbers make sense. Recent medians show closed sales in the high $430,000, with active listings in the mid to high $400,000. Smaller cottages and townhomes come in lower when they appear. You're not wrestling big city property taxes, and Tennessee doesn't tax retirement income, so your budget stretches further. Healthcare is close at a Joint Commission accredited hospital in Crossville. Most days fall into a simple rhythm: paddle in the morning, quick clinic visit after lunch, book club by 3, quiet water at sunset. Restaurants turn the lights off early, but that's fine. The good stuff is right outside your back door. Number 3, Tellico Village, Tennessee. Tellico Village is where lake lifestyle stops being a slogan and turns into a routine. The community edges along the long-fingered shoreline of Tellico Lake, which means coves for kayaking before breakfast, and water so close you hear a cleat knock now and then. 3 wellness centers act like a prevention plan on autopilot, pools for joints that prefer buoyancy, courts for the pickleball crowd, and fitness rooms that see more use than selfies. Homes are priced like the world remembers middle-class retirements, roughly the mid-200s to around $400,000 for 2 to 3 bedrooms by the water or near a fairway, and taxes behave themselves. Tennessee won't nibble at your pension or social security, and local rates keep carrying costs in the friendly zone. The club list is almost comic in its depth: cycling one day, singing the next, volunteer crews rebuilding trail steps by Saturday, so it's hard to be lonely unless you plan it. The other comforting line on the map is Knoxville, about 35 minutes away. University healthcare systems, big box errands, and the airport all live there, which means Tellico feels remote when you want it and connected when you need it. Weather plays nice most of the year, warm without the Florida soak, winters that nod and keep moving. If you want a lake address where the lifestyle is built in, the bills make sense, and your weekly schedule somehow fills itself with friends you hadn't met yet, Tellico Village is the one you circle twice. Number 2, Maryville, Tennessee. Maryville is the mountain town that quietly keeps score in your favor. It sits at the western gateway to Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which means those blue ridges are not a backdrop. You're driving them for groceries if you feel like it. Elevation and southern latitude blend into a climate that's kind to joints and energy bills. Summers that lean cool for Tennessee, winters that dust rather than dump, spring and fall that look like postcards. The price ledger reads like it missed a few years of headlines. 2 to 3 bedroom homes often land somewhere around the low 200s to just under $300,000, and rentals hover under numbers that keep room in the budget for a trail pass, a fishing license, and the occasional weekend cabin with the grandkids. Taxes help, not hurt. This is Tennessee, so retirement income isn't a target. The town itself functions like a well-edited list. Blount Memorial Hospital anchors care in the middle, pharmacies and groceries sit where you expect them, parks grid the map with reasons to walk, and the calendar cycles through farmers markets, art shows, and music under the evening lights. Drive 30 minutes and Knoxville lays out its full city spread of specialists, concerts, and big box odds and ends. If you're chasing club hopping and celebrity chef rotations, you'll be underwhelmed. If you're chasing a porch, a neighbor who waves, and a trail 10 minutes from your driveway, Maryville starts to feel like you knew it before you got there. It's not loud, it's not hurried, and somehow that's exactly what makes everyday life feel full. Finally, at number 1, St. Mary's, Georgia. St. Mary's gives you the coastal calm without the Florida chaos. Spanish moss over a historic waterfront, sailboats in a slow tide, and front porches that do most of the entertaining. What usually surprises people first are the numbers. The average home value sits around $305,000 to $311,000, while recent median sale prices have hovered near $269,000. Active listings often show higher asking medians in the mid $300,000 to upper $300,000. Rents are manageable too. Typical monthly averages trend around $1,700 to $1,750, depending on the data set. That cost picture pairs with a low-key routine, shorter drives, smaller bills, fewer reasons to overspend, and a crime profile that stays comfortably below the big city churn. When you need bigger care, Jacksonville's hospitals and specialists are about 45 minutes south, close enough for convenience, and far enough that your evenings still belong to the river breeze. If this helps, tap subscribe. Your future self deserves a home that feels like living, not budgeting with anxiety.